We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks. Terry Brewer has the evening off. Topping our news for you this evening, Bama fever is growing because the road to 15 starts in how many days? 39. We have a live look for you over the home of the Crimson Tide. This is, of course, Bryant-Denny Stadium. Gorgeous shot there. The first game of the season will be a neutral site game this year. It's scheduled for Saturday, September 1st. Coach Nick Saban and the Tide will take on Michigan in Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. So if you're planning to take a trip to Dallas to show your support for the Crimson Tide, you may need to act fast. Here's why. According to officials with Hotels.com, hotel rooms around Cowboy Stadium are very limited, and the longer you wait, of course, the more expensive those will be. Officials with All Seasons Travel out of Birmingham told WVUA today all their charter plane packages to Dallas are already completely booked. Although limited and getting more expensive, there are still flights available from Birmingham to Dallas, Texas. According to the airline's website, a flight leaving from Birmingham on Thursday, August 30th and returning Monday, September 3rd costs roughly $528 through Delta Airlines. A round-trip flight with United Airlines will cost about $571, and a round-trip flight through Southwest Airlines about $621. According to Southwest Airlines' website, many of their flights are also already sold out. Much more on hotel costs and how much it would cost you to drive tonight for you on WVUA News at 6. And what goes better with football than barbecue? And the reason we're celebrating football foods today is because Tuscaloosa has been named one of the top 10 best barbecue cities in the U.S. A big congratulations to Tuscaloosa. The honor came from livability.com, a national website that highlights more than 500 best places to live and visit. In a recent list of surprisingly great places for barbecue in the U.S., Tuscaloosa came in second. With more than 13 barbecue joints in the city, Livability also says Tuscaloosa is one of the hidden gems when it comes to barbecue. After being mentioned in the article, Dreamland manager Matt Lowry told us it is no surprise to have been named with some of the best.
It's always nice to be recognized for your hard work. To say that I was surprised, I wasn't. Dreamland, we are Dreamland. We are better than most places, and people recognize that. So it's always good to be recognized. But we're very happy as a company, and as a whole, all the other stores. It's not just this store. Dreamland as a whole. We're pretty glad to be recognized.
A look now at the other cities coming in the top 10. Rounding out the top 5, Tyler, Texas, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Greenville, South Carolina, then there's Tuscaloosa. Then coming in at that top spot, Lexington, North Carolina. For a shortcut to the report, just go to WVUATV.com, click numbers and links. It's been 1 week since the shooting spree in downtown Tuscaloosa, so are businesses finally seeing some sense of normalcy? Well, some owners are saying the initial days after the incident did hurt their business, but by the weekend, it seemed like any other Friday and Saturday for Will Hagen's owner, Bill Lloyd. He told us it's not an issue with the downtown environment, and the shooting was an isolated incident.
It wasn't a bar or a restaurant issue. It was an individual that had access to an assault rifle, and that's what happened. We saw the same sort of thing in Colorado.
Lloyd says the downtown area has made great strides in recent years, and he sees future growth and improvement in the area. On your Crime Watch, a preliminary hearing has been set for the suspect in the downtown Tuscaloosa shooting. According to the Tuscaloosa County District Court clerk, 44-year-old Nathan Wilkins is scheduled for a preliminary hearing Friday, September 7th. Wilkins is charged with 18 counts of attempted murder and 2 counts of shooting into an occupied building. He was charged in shootings at a Northport home and the Copper Top Bar. Authorities have also tied Wilkins to an arson case in Brookwood and are investigating another arson case in Northport. He's being held on $2 million bonds. Meanwhile, according to DCH Regional Hospital spokesperson Brad Fisher, 1 patient is still in the hospital after that shooting spree and is listed in serious condition tonight. Also on your Crime Watch this evening, 51-year-old Vanessa Jones Mujahid of Tuscaloosa has been charged with robbery. Police say they were called to Buddy's Food Mart on 15th Street just after midnight. Authorities say the cashier told them the suspect had a gun and demanded money, but left without getting any cash. Officers were able to identify the suspect and took her into custody at her residence. Officials say she's also being questioned in another robbery. On your Education Watch this evening, the search for Tuscaloosa County's new school superintendent. Some board members were hoping to begin formal talks with their hired search firm, but first they have to extend the interim status of their current superintendent, Dan Butler. Board member Mark Nelson told WVUA it's unlikely the school system will find a permanent replacement before Butler's 180-day period runs out. So the board's next step, to request the extension to the state superintendent, Tommy Bice. Nelson says school board leaders are delaying setting a timetable with the search firm until they talk to the state.
I would agree that there are challenges, and that's why we're hoping he gives us great flexibility from a timetable standpoint, because I know his goal is like ours, to get the best person we can.
Interim Superintendent Dan Butler has said previously he is not interested in accepting a full-time position as the county school superintendent, but he says he is willing to stay as the interim beyond the first 180 days. This is new for you. The board has also announced the 5 finalists for Chief Financial Officer. Maria Glover serves in that same capacity for the Fairfield Board of Education. Also, Danny Higdon has worked for the Tuscaloosa County School Board for 7 years in several capacities. Jennifer Shirley is the CFO for Pickens County Schools. Glendora Stevens currently works in the finance department for the Birmingham City Schools. And Brian Stewart is the current Chief Financial Officer for the Dale County Board of Education. Now to Aurora, Colorado, where we're learning more about what was inside the shooting suspect's apartment. Investigators say there were about 30 improvised explosive devices and grenades attached to tripwires. Officials say there were also about 10 gallons of gasoline to enhance the thermal effect of an explosion. The detonated devices are being taken to Quantico, Virginia for FBI analysis. There's a little good news for farmers battling the drought. The U.S. Agriculture Department says it will allow farmers and ranchers to use lands and conservation programs to make hay and also to let livestock graze. Officials say this will help provide additional money and technical assistance to help those landowners through the drought. The Ag Department is calling on crop insurance companies to give farmers a short grace period on any unpaid insurance premiums. In Florida, police say 2 sisters tried to steal some clothes at a Walmart and were caught on tape. Then when the women were stopped by store security, they bolted, leaving behind a 1-year-old baby in a shopping cart. Here's the story.
The Walmart on East Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala is a very busy place where police say 19-year-old Allison Niemeyer and her big sister Laura tried to swipe $57 worth of clothes. But store security was onto them, and in this surveillance video confronted the pair just outside the exits. Detectives say Allison bolted, leaving behind her 1-year-old son.
Once they were approached, you can see on video clearly that the one girl, the actual caretaker of the child, takes off running.
She sprinted across the lot with sister Laura, the toddler's aunt, close behind, also leaving the baby.
When the loss prevention officer asked her, "Are you going to come and get your child?" she said, "It's not my child, it's not my child," and she continued to leave, and then they both abandoned the baby.
Cops found and arrested the sisters the following night. The girls were partying at an Ocala dance club. Police say Allison Niemeyer was on probation, serving 10 years of house arrest for her role in another crime.
She committed a home invasion, which is a robbery, a very serious case, and was pregnant actually at the time of that home invasion.
That 1-year-old is now in the care of the Florida Department of Children and Families.